Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a quick look here at Avalanche, seeing what's going on. If we're going to expect further downside, if we might get a bounce here soon, it's looking kind of iffy at this point, honestly. Solana's performing very similar. We're getting like a massive correction when Bitcoin's actually going up. It's kind of an inverse pairing at this point, but we're going to talk about that and, of course, take a look at some liquidity levels here too and kind of understand well, what might happen next. So if you're new to the channel, thanks again for watching. Hope you learned something here today. Quickly to note, we do have an awesome exclusive partnership here with Bitunix. $5,500 in newbie bonus benefit awards for wait if you use my link down below to register. Again, be sure to check that out. We have some trading competitions coming up. But the key takeaway here is no VPN, no KYC for that exchange, and it's just an option for our US, Canadian, UK members that had some difficulty with KYC here earlier in the year. So taking a look at Avalanche here, this is the 4-hour time frame. We'll actually scroll over the liquidity first and just note here that with the price action pulling down, we could see a sweep of this $21 range. Okay, so $21 is essentially a decent amount of liquidity. I wouldn't say there's a lot, but there's definitely some longs that could get smashed right there. Okay, so there's a small amount compared to the up above, but generally speaking, we can see that this is a situation where if that level gets swept, we could see the price recover. Now that we're close to this level, it would make sense to have that level swept first. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see $21 hit and then the price turns itself right around. Okay, but just know most amount of volume accumulation here based on liquidity. In other words, a lot of shorts leveraged at this level is somewhere in the range of about $22 to $23, right in that approximate there. Okay, closer to about 22.5 as an average. Okay, so to clarify on the charts, 22.5 is right here. And then the wrecking ball here for longs is right here at this lower range. Okay, so fairly close to the lower range there, and that could be swept before we see the price action come back up. It may never come back up. You got to recognize that. We got some fair value down below here as well. It's important to understand, that some runs come to an end. I'm not saying that right now just yet, but I am clarifying that there is an ascending trend here that we're working within still, and so we're still doing decent at this point, but I don't love the way that it's shaping up right now. Okay, so we're underneath the 20-day SMA on the 4-hour, barely holding above the 50. Massively overstand a lot of cases in point here. So just know with the way things are, even though we have still a decent amount of volume, not quite as much as we need, we're still doing okay. Again, it's not fantastic though, because this is that shift in momentum where we can kind of see the price action wants to start to come back down. We're starting to diverge on the MACD here as well, which hasn't officially diverged, but again, you get the idea. We're starting to see that slow in momentum, and that happens when volume starts to taper off. I've talked about that in the past. Look at how low the volume was this weekend, and even today and yesterday, not that much. Okay, again, a lot more selling pressure because of that. So let's talk about the price action and the RSI. RSI is coming down to 50. Potential for a bounce here. It has bounced numerous times in the past, so we actually haven't been under 50 on the RSI in, wow, I don't even know how long. It's been a long time. October 19th was the last time we were under 50 on the RSI. So this is kind of a scary place. We get underneath that. It doesn't mean the price is going to drop, but it does imply that we should see further continuation, and we might even come down lower. We'd basically be losing a key level support by losing that 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is also coming down as well. Never a great sign. So last 12 hours, we've pretty much seen, or sorry, more like 24 hours, we've seen the money flowing out of the coin. Okay, and that's a big deal. We're also below this key level support based on volume profile, so that does tell us that we should see some resistance at 0.38 Fibonacci. They're at about 2180 if the price were to recover. Okay, so we're basically shifting gears from bullish to bearish here on the 4-hour. We are officially underneath the 20-day SMA, or within rather, because its candlestick technically hasn't closed yet, but it does look like it wants to close below that. And then, of course, we got the 50 working its way up here. So, again, we're still honoring this ascending trend, but barely. And losing the 20 is kind of a first eye-opener. Anytime you see the 20-day SMA lost, you kind of want to double check and be like, okay, am I sure I want to take a long at this point, or the inverse as well in the other direction? Again, just something to be mindful of. Okay, take a look at 2D sequential. There's not really much to note. We're going to be down at a 3. Really just tells us we got another 6 to 10 4-hour candles left. So, I mean, we literally could see somewhere in the range of 30, 40 hours of continuation to the downside. The key here is that if we get a bounce from where we're at right now, would be pretty decent shape. We'd have parallel lows. and that could spell reversal. We could be able to bounce at that point, but if we close below this $20 to $1 mark today, that would be extremely disadvantageous. We'd be establishing lower lows at that point, and that would be kind of a bad thing. No, it would be a bad thing, not kind of a bad thing, it would be. All right, let's talk about liquidity and fair value. Most level of liquidity is up here, of course. This chart doesn't recognize these lower liquidity levels just because it's on smaller time frames. But again, minus the 2250 range, we have a significant amount of, significant amount of volume up here at about 2350 upward to 2475. So tons of liquidity to be swept in these ranges here. We just got to get back up there again, right? And at this point, it's hard to say if that's going to happen just yet. Okay? So again, a lot of things need to happen, but if we do take a look at the hourly, we can recognize here as well that we are officially below. Okay, sorry, I misspoke there. We're not officially below, but we have momentum to the downside with the conversion line below the baseline. Lag and span is not free and clear, and we're within the cloud. So technically this is a no buy zone. You're not supposed to buy either short or long at this point because we don't know which direction it could go. So to clarify, we need a closure today. I would say at 2250 or higher to have any good chance of the price continuing higher. If we close at 21 or lower, that would be fairly bearish, and I would consider taking a short at that point. Speaking of shorts, or I guess longs, you could say, or if you take a look at our Premium Plus group, we scalped the heck out of BNB lately. Look at that, 38%, 34, 22, 21, 22. I don't know if you saw, there's a lot of FUD right now with CZ on Binance. I posted that earlier today. Just be careful trading BNB today. I know this isn't a BNB analysis, but it's something to be mindful of. Regardless, that's what we got here. Thank you so much. Please like the video before you leave, and obviously comment below. Let me know what your position is with Avalanche. Love to hear that. And make sure you jump on over to our newest exchange partnership here with Bitunix to claim those newbie benefit rewards with my link. I look forward to working with you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.